Okay, so I'm going to go through a few practice problems on how to find a unit rate. Again, just to reinforce the main things that you need to remember, when you're dealing with purchasing items, you need to start with your money. It's always a division problem. So you're going to start with your money and divide by however many things you're purchasing. It could be how many bags of chips you're purchasing. It could be how many shirts. It could be how many pounds of something you're purchasing. Like I used to buy I think 42 pounds of dog food at a time for my Mastiff. So anywho, that really paid off to find the unit rate so I could get like the most food for my dog for the least amount of money. So unit rate is definitely something you're going to use a lot. In this specific example, it says the cost for a pack of 4 padlocks is $17.60. So I pulled this off of your Alex, and it always amazes me how they pick things that kids probably won't even relate to. So anyway, a padlock, in case you don't know, is something that you can use. It is what it kind of sounds like. It's a lock that you could put, if you have a bicycle chain or something like that, you can put a padlock on it. Sometimes if you have a shed in your yard, you'll put a padlock on it, or a storage locker. You put a padlock on it so no one can bust into it. It's kind of like a heavy duty locker combination, like that type of thing. Okay, so the cost for a pack of 4 padlocks is $17.60, right? So again, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna start with my money. So I have $17.60, right? And I know it is always a division problem, and I'm going to write it like this just so I can keep training your brain that that line means division now, okay? So $17.60, and I'm dividing it by however many things I'm purchasing. I am purchasing 4 padlocks, okay? And so you're going to notice in the upper right-hand corner, if this was a live Alex assignment, you'd be able to go over and use your calculator. So that's a fabulous thing about our upcoming units in math. You're allowed to use a calculator like the real world, okay? So when I actually put this in my calculator, this is what I get, okay? What the heck does that mean? So this is why I'm always saying using a calculator is not cheating, because you have to actually know how to interpret what the calculator shows you. So it says find the unit price in dollars per padlock. So if it says 4.4 or 4 4/10, that does not sound like money to me, correct? So kids need to be able to interpret this as actual cash, okay? Some students will say, this is $4.04 because you see the number 4 there, but that's not it. If I wanted to say $4.04, this is $4.04. That's not what I have. I have a 4 right next to my decimal, and the only thing I can do is add a 0 after it. I can't just shift it over because that changes the value. So instead of saying I have $4.04, I'm going to say that I have $4.40. So it's $4.40 per padlock, or for every 1 padlock. Okay, so for our next problem, this says Eric buys a bag of 12 tangerines for $3.48. Okay, again, they use a fruit that I don't know if everybody eats tangerines or not, but okay, so Eric's buying a bag of 12 tangerines for $3.48. Find the unit price in dollars per tangerine, or for every 1 tangerine, how much are you paying? Okay, so lots of kids, whenever I say what is a unit price, you need to be able to tell me a unit price is how much you're paying per 1 item, or per 1 unit of measurement. Okay, so again, I know that I have to start with my money. Money. Okay, going to start with the money. The money amount is $3.48. Yes. And I'm going to divide, right? Finding a unit price is always a division problem. And I'm going to divide by however many things I'm purchasing, right? I'm not purchasing pounds, I'm purchasing tangerines. So I'm going to divide by 12 tangerines. Okay, and again, our friendly little calculator is there. Not that you shouldn't be able to do this, because we did already do this as a unit this year in 6th grade, but to save you time, we are practicing being able to find a unit rate. We're not practicing long division anymore, so you do get to actually use your calculator. So if I take $3.48 and I enter it in my calculator and I divide it by 12, this is what I get. So that means it is 29 cents per tangerine. And to finish off this assignment and this practice, I'm going to actually give you a better buy question, which is just applying why you would even need to know the unit price for something, okay? It's basically just finding the unit price multiple times and then making a comparison, okay? Which one's cheapest? That's what you want when you go shopping, right? So here we go. Greg needs to buy some pencils, right? So brand A, whatever this brand is, has a pack of 18 pencils for $2.36, right? And then brand B, whatever the second brand is, has a pack of 24 pencils, and those cost $4.09. So you need to find the unit price for each of those brands and then state which one is the better buy based on that unit price. So let me show you how this goes, right? I'm just going to show my work real quick. We always start with our money, right? So this is brand A. It's $2.36 divided by those 18 pencils, right? And then brand B is going to be, start with the money. Always start with your money, $4.09. And I am dividing it by the 24 pencils that I get, right? So let's try to figure out our unit price. I'm going to put that in my calculator because, again, you have that calculator button over in the corner. We are no longer practicing our long division skills unless you want to, but I would still recommend checking it with a calculator. This is the craziness that comes up on my calculator. What the heck does that mean? Okay. How much are we paying per pencil? If you get something funky in your calculator, make sure you go back and you read your directions, because I noticed now it says round your answer to the nearest cent, right? And if you're dealing with money, you can only go over 2 place values, right? That's how many cents you can have before it'll eventually turn over into a dollar. You can have 99 cents, okay? So that's as far over as I can go. And that means I'm going to kind of cut off what I have right there. I can look to my right. It's a 1. So that means when I'm rounding to the nearest cent, it's going to end up rounding to 13 cents. I'm not rounding up to 14 cents. And when you round, all you do is look next door to see if you're going to round up, and then you get rid of it. They become zeros. Okay, so brand A pencil is 13 cents per pencil. Okay, and then let's go through and try to figure out how much it is for this brand B. So I'm going to take $4.09 and divide it by the 24 pencils, and I get, again, something kind of funky. Okay, so this gives me, where the heck can I write this? Okay, it gives me 0.170416667. Holy cow. And that has nothing to do with money, right? That makes it really hard for me to try to figure out money. So instead, I'm going to rewrite it up here for you. And just a few first digits are necessary, right? Okay, so this means I need to only go 2 place values over because we're talking about money. I chop it off there. That's as far as I can go. And all you do is look next door, right? If it's a 0, I'm not going to round up. That means everything behind it can go away. And technically, the cost of this pencil is 17 cents per pencil. Okay, so which one's the better buy? 17 cents per pencil or 13 cents per pencil? You want the cheaper one, right? You want to pay less per pencil. So I would go with brand A, and that's kind of where your directions come in at the top, okay? So when you look at these overall directions in the boxes, that's why there's so many words up there. It looks really complicated, but all we did was find the unit price, right? I'm going to figure out what each one costs. We just did that, and you type it in there. And then you decide, oh, brand A is better, so you click that. That's it, okay?